Hey mamas, so I haven't been on for a while. I'm pretty sure this is Mama Confession 11. But things have been so crazy and rough. Yeah. It just takes one thing to get you off the rails, off the track, and then everything else is catch up, and I still feel like I'm catching up. I don't think I've tried, I haven't gotten ahead of the game yet. About 2 weeks ago, on our reserve we do an annual spring cleanup, and I was really hoping for that because I had a bunch of stuff to take out that was on the deck. A lot of stuff that was on the deck that I needed to get rid of, and I'll insert a picture. And so I was working through that, and I was working through a different room, and we call this room at the end the room that shall not be named, because it's literally, you know, a good decade, almost 2 decades worth of accumulated stuff that we just threw there because we couldn't deal with it. And I want that end room to eventually be my oldest son, Tristan's bedroom. So I started to tackle that room, and it's hard. It's hard getting rid of stuff. I'm not super sentimental, but there's some things that I didn't want to let go yet. And there were some things that, you know, I'm sweeping up old notes from Terry's doctors about his post-hospital care, or you know, like letters or keepsakes from his previous students. And I wasn't ready to give up the notes from the students, but you know, sweeping up the post-care exercises and notes for Terry, it helped me remember that, you know, there were times where he was really sick, and that put a lot of stress on us, even before we had kids. And then once we had kids and he was in and out of hospital, that was pretty stressful. And, you know, the marriage vows that you have, and sickness and health through thick and thin, and all of that. It was weird for me to sweep it up and throw it away. It was weird. But my cousins, I haven't seen them in so long because of COVID. They came to help take apart unplug the dishwasher. This dishwasher hasn't worked for like 4 years. And so they got that out. But somewhere in that whole scheme of things, my fridge decided to not work on me. It conked out on a Wednesday night, and I didn't even know, because usually I would open that and it feels cold, and I was running around doing everything that I didn't even notice that when it conked out. But I went to go make dinner, and I pulled the cheese out and it was soft and warm. And so the next day I call the customer service thing for the fridge, and the lady was very nice, but she said, well, is it level? And so I grabbed a leveler, and it was not level. It wasn't severely unleveled, but it was unleveled. And she said, okay, well, I need you to get that leveled and see if that works. Like, the sensors will tell that the doors are fully closed and it can start cooling down. If that doesn't work, I need you to tilt it backwards 4 inches, push this button, and see if that works. And if both of those things don't work, then I feel justified to call a repair guy to come. Do you have anyone to help you? Is your husband around? And I got so choked up. Because I said no. We got this fridge in August, and then a week later my husband passed away. And she said, oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Unfortunately, I need you to try to do that first before I can tell before I could get a repair person. And so I had to ask the band to help me level it, and they did. They tried, and it still wasn't working. And so I had to call them back, and then the lady said that the earliest time they can come is on Tuesday. Originally it was Monday, but what they're doing to minimize the amount of exposure to COVID is they try to order a few parts, and no thank you. They try to order parts that they think the repair person will need, so that they can try to do it all in one go. So Tuesday was the earliest, so it was almost a week before the repairman came. He came, he checked, realized, he's like, I've never seen this before. That's odd that the freezer is still working, but the fridge up above is not. And he said, okay, well, I need to order a new inside back panel and a new fan and see if that will do it. Okay, so he said, we'll try to, if they have the parts, the earliest I can come is Friday. If not, it'll be Monday. So we're living off apocalyptic food, and by what I mean is my kids are into like zombie apocalypse, and what happens when everything shuts down and you're living like that is you eat, spam and corned beef and canned foods and instant noodles and all that stuff. My kids were like, yeah, and my oldest one was like, well, it just prepares me for when I go to college. And I'm thinking like, oh great, child, like lovely, and we were using a lot of takeout, which is horrible. So the repair person thankfully comes on Friday with the parts, and he works on it, he puts it together, and he says, okay, give it 2 hours, but more like 6 hours, and see if it starts cooling down, and I will check in with you on Monday. So I go and I pick up my kids, and I come back and I check, and that's been about 2 hours. I put my hand in there, nada. I'm so used to it being an Arctic wind in there, and I go put my hand in there, nothing. And so I'm ready to cry. I'm freaking out. Thankfully, my husband's cousin was like, hey, we have a mini fridge, do you want that to use in the meantime? And I was like, yes, please. Because I want some fresh food. My kids are gonna die from scurvy at this point because all the fruit, and it was hot this whole week. It's been hot. It just started to rain the other day. And so everything was spoiling so quickly. So we have a mini fridge, and we just stocked it to the brim just now. Today is Sunday. But I was afraid to check it at the 6 hour mark because I didn't want to feel it I didn't want to open it and just have it not be cold. So people are like, did you check it? And I said, no, I'm gonna check it in the morning because I'm too afraid. I'm too afraid to be so disappointed. So I gave it full 17 hours before I checked again, and lo and behold, still nada. It's warm. I haven't heard any noises come from this fridge. The freezer's still working. I don't know why the freezer is still working and the fridge is not, but I don't know. So I'm going through that. My kids are having meltdowns. I just feel like such a mommy failure. I feel like such I'm an exhausted mama right at this point. Not to mention, next week it's going to be my son's first birthday, Tegan's first birthday, And I've been racking my brain for like a month trying to figure out what can I do to make this boy's birthday special, because he's gotten the short end of the stick on so many things. So many things. And I just thought, like, what can I do to make it special? And, you know, with the COVID restrictions and everything, I just never knew what side of the coin it was going to land on. Is it going to be like, hey, the numbers are getting better, we can have outside gatherings more safely, confidently? Or is it going to be like full lockdown, only essential personnel, and only for essential items do you leave this house kind of thing? So I finally just bit the bullet, and I created a Facebook event, and I made it for off reserve family and friends. We'll do a picnic in the park, COVID safe, where everyone has their own blanket, they stay on their own blankets. You know, we'll have a sanitary station and masks and blah, all of that stuff. And then on the Sunday, for those that are on the reserve, we'll just do a drive-by happy birthday. So I ordered, don't judge me, I ordered like $300 worth of gluten-free cupcakes, mini cupcakes, and like a 6-inch gluten-free cake. I don't know if I said that in the previous one about my son's eczema and how I'm battling it with an elimination diet for him and I, but yeah, gluten-free, vegan cupcakes and mini cupcakes and a cake. I hope it's gonna taste good. I've been loving, there's this gluten-free pancake and waffle mix from this gluten-free bakery here in Vancouver. It's called Lemonade. How perfect is that? Lemonade Mama, Lemonade gluten-free bakery. I mean, I think that's meant to be. But she has this wonderful gluten-free pancake and waffle mix. And I made it for the kids on Thursday or Friday. And I've been having it every morning because it's been so long since I've had pancakes, and I'm so excited. But it tastes really good. I make it dairy and egg free at the same time as well. So I use I had coconut milk on hand, so that's what I was using. Coconut milk, and I use a chia egg. In the instructions, I don't know if hers is a chia egg or a flax egg, but I have chia seeds, ground chia seeds on hand, so that's what I use. But I use 1 tablespoon of ground chia seeds to 3 tablespoons of water. I find if I do 1 tablespoon, in the instructions it said 1 tablespoon to 2 tablespoons of water. I find if I do that, it's still way too thick for me, so I like 1 tablespoon to 3 tablespoons of water. And that's worked out really well for me. I like it, and my littlest son likes it. My kid, like my 2 older ones, they're kind of like, I can take it, oh, it's fine. But I'd rather have my Eggos. It's like, no. There's times where I feel like I'm soaring as a mom. Like, I got this, everything's working out alright. Yeah, there's some turbulence, but I have weathered that, I've got this. And then there's other times where I can't catch a break. I can't catch a break. And between the fridge not working, my preteen giving me lip, a lot of lip, and me being really Filipino and just like, I like say to my son like, oh, I would never be able to get away with that with my mom. Never! Like, I would never even try it because my mom would kill me. Ugh, children. But every Friday we get ice cream after school. And my oldest one takes my bank card, and he's the one that goes into the ice cream shop and gets ice cream for everybody. Now, I haven't been able to get ice cream for like over a month now because the vegan ice cream option that they have at this ice cream shop has nuts in it. It's a cashew flavored theme in their vegan thing this month, and every month they change it. So I'm out of luck for a month. But I always tell him, put the bank card back in my wallet, and he forgot. Anyways, the next day I want to get stuff. I wanted to go to Walmart and I wanted to get stuff for my littlest one's birthday, and finally get some produce to put in the mini fridge so we have some fresh food. And I said, did you put my bank card in my wallet? I didn't have time to check. I was holding baby. I was carrying all this other stuff. And his response was, well, it's not in my pocket, so yeah, it has to be in your wallet. And I was like, okay. And so we go all the way to Walmart. And the Walmart I go to, well, one of the Walmarts that I go to, it's about 25-minute drive if it's a good day. And I get into the parking lot and I open my wallet, no bank card. And I was like, what the? And I felt my blood pressure just like explode out of my head. And you know, his first response is to be like, no, I gave it to you. And I'm just like, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. And he's like, what? I had to, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, you didn't give it to me. If you gave it to me, I would have put it in my wallet, but I didn't. And so he's looking in the car seat around, and I was just like, okay, we have to go back. So we went back home. And I was so angry. I was yelling in the car, and I said, when we get home, your only thing to do is find my bank card. And the room was like super messy. Just everything was everywhere. And my rule about the messy room is like, as long as you have a clear pathway from your door to your bed to whatever. So if there was ever a fire or an emergency, you can clearly get out without having to like jump over, do a somersault, flip in midair, and try to get out past all your clothes and crap. My standards are that low. Just like have a clear path to get out of your room. And he goes and he cleans it and he can't find it, and then he goes and he checks his hoodie and he found it. By then I'm so exhausted and tired and so frustrated that we just ordered out for lunch, and we didn't end up going anywhere. I tried to order my groceries, which I usually do, to do pickup or to do delivery. I tried to do that, and there was like a malfunction and they couldn't process my order. So then I wait till later on that night and I tried again, and there was no pickup option for Sunday, and there was no delivery option open for Sunday. So that defeated the purpose of getting it picked up or do pickup or to get it dropped off, because I still need food and get it ready and everything for when kids start school. So today we attempted to go back to Walmart. We went to Walmart. We did a huge shop, humongo, mostly for like outdoor lawn toys and activities and things that they can do outside at the park for Tegan's birthday party. And then we got some groceries, got some shoes, blah. Oh no, I got myself shoes. Can't say that I didn't get myself shoes. I got myself shoes. Just some sandals. My son was complaining about like not having any more treads on the bottom of his shoes for like a week or two now. So I said, just get some shoes here at Walmart. You only have a month and a half of school left. Run them out ragged, that's fine, and then we'll get you really good shoes, you know, when you start school again in September. So he has the diaper backpack, and he goes and he looks for shoes, and then we found the shoes. We go to finish up our grocery shopping, we pay, we leave, I said, oh, we forgot to grab the wagon. I wanted to buy a wagon so that when we go to the park, I could just load everything in the wagon from the car, not do all these trips back and forth. We get home, and my son goes, wait, what'd you do with the backpack? And I was like, excuse you? What did you do with the backpack? I was like, are you joking? And he's like, no. I was like, what did you do with the backpack? And he goes, I gave it to you to get the card out of the wallet. I was like, my wallet is in my carrier. It has not left. Okay. My card was full. I had to delete some files. Yeah, so he was arguing with me with that attitude of like, I gave the wallet to you, or I gave the bag to you to get the wallet out. And I was like, no, you didn't. I was like, yeah, you did. And then I was like, dude, I was like, that diaper backpack has our passports in it and important documents. I was like, you don't, like, I was so mad. I was like, why couldn't you remember? And he's like, oh. And then he's like, why did you put passports in it? Why'd you put important stuff in there? I was like, are you kidding me, man? Are you shitting me right now? I was so mad. I could not contain the words. I was so mad. I was spitting venom. I was so mad. Because I just like, I was like, 2 for 2, man. Like, we get to this Walmart the other day. You lost my debit card. We had to come all the way back. Now we're doing this again with a new day. And we come home and you forgot the diaper bag. And he's like, why did we even need the diaper bag anyways? Like, and I just looked at him like, are you kidding me? Stop talking. You're just making it worse. I'm calling Walmart and go to customer service, and he's like, why did you, he's trying to talk while I'm waiting, and I'm just like, don't talk to me. I was like, go away. Finally, I'm talking to a lady, and she said, I'm gonna bring, I was like, my son thinks he left it either in the shoe area or aisle 13 or not aisle 13, cashier 13. And she's like, okay, well, I'll patch you through to fashion and see if they found it. And I was like, okay. So we do that, and the lady's like, can you describe it to me? I was like, it's a gray backpack, blah, blah, blah. It's a diaper bag. And so she puts me on hold, and she goes, yeah, I found it. And I was like, okay, it has like a silver, like a silver thing on the front. And she's like, yeah, it's a gray diaper backpack. And I was like, okay. She's like, I'll bring it to customer service. You can pick it up today. And I was like, okay. So I had lunch and all of that, and then we went back out there. Oh my god. You know, like, I'm sure one day, years from now, I'll look back at this and giggle and be like, oh, that was a funny day, wasn't it? Oh. But when you're in it and you're in the thick of it, I think I lose my goddamn mind. I think I don't know. I would like to think I have some sort of patience, but I don't. I don't really. Patience is not my strong suit. Patience is a virtue I do not have in big supply. I'm the type of person that when there is emergency, if shit got real, if things are horrible, I'm the one that comes up and be like, we can do it, let's come up with a plan, we can get her done. That's where I am. That's my mentality. That's my, like, hey, things are bad, let's rise up and let's get it done. That's where I have patience. That's where I have my calm, is understanding and moving forward. But when people do, when I say people, I just mean my kids, I guess. When my kids do half a job, when my kids put no dedication, diligence, or integrity in something, and then have absolutely no accountability and try to pawn off what they did on you or other people, it drives me batty. It drives me crazy, because I just can't for the life of me figure out why they can't just say, I'm so sorry, Mom, I screwed up. let's figure out a way to make it better. How can I make this better? How can I make it right? And I'll try in the future not to do it again. Not to say that they're gonna not make mistakes. Obviously people are gonna make mistakes, but to have no accountability, to try to pawn off that fault on somebody else, like his idea of like you know, of the diaper bag being lost was, well, why did you put important things in there for? Why did we even have to take it? And I looked at him, I was like, what if baby had an accident and he needed to change his clothes and he needed a diaper change and we didn't have the backpack? And he's like, well, why did we even need important stuff? Why'd you put the passports in there? And I was like, I am gonna lose my shit. I'm gonna lose it. And I said, I don't want to look at you. Walk away. Go away. Because I don't want to have to explain that when dad passed away, I needed to have their passports and things on me because all the time I was doing all their paperwork. Sometimes I needed to get important documents notarized so that things can go through. Like, I shouldn't have to explain all of that stuff because that's not the important thing. The important thing is, hey, I messed up. I am so sorry. What can I do to make it better? I didn't get that. I didn't get that, and instead I got lipped. Oh my gosh. Oh, Jesus, take the wheel. So, this is why I haven't been vlogging. My life is completely off the rails. Wheels have come off. Siding has fallen down. It is a freaking mess, and I am a hot mama mess. I am a hot mama mess. I'm hoping that I can rise up and lemonade mama up soon. And maybe I'll even do a little vlog or blog about how I lick my wounds and rise up, because I do this almost on a daily basis. Somehow, some way, I gotta just push on through. But man, it has been a rough couple of weeks. Rough, like emotionally, physically, spiritually, mentally. Mentally. It has been rough. Yeah. Hot mama train. Went off the rails. Hot mess mama. Being an utter hot mess. But I'm gonna lick my wounds this weekend, or this week, and I'm gonna try to get myself back in order. And hopefully my vlogs will be back on a weekly basis, and my blog posts will be 2 a week. Bear with me. I'm gonna leave it here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you hopefully next week. Bye.